Hey guys, Leon Sylvester here from Hairguard, and today in this video we're going to be looking at the top 5 ways that you can stimulate new hair growth completely naturally. It's quite a long one. We have backed this all up by science. There's a bunch of studies down in the description, so whilst you're watching the video, if you ever see a bracket and then a number, if you look down in the description, that is going to be the study that we have cited. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit subscribe. We've got so much information that we're going to give out to you all about hair loss and how you can improve things like androgenetic alopecia and male pattern baldness. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So what you're going to learn about in this video is we're first going to talk about what's wrong with conventional methods. Then we're going to look at the Dermaroller. We're going to look at massage and scalp exercises. We're going to look at the use of a rubber scalp massager. Then we're going to talk about how you can boost hair growth from the inside. Then we're going to look at something called inversion therapy before drawing a conclusion. So, what is wrong with conventional methods? So hair loss is a problem that affects men and women of all ages and ethnicity. It doesn't matter who you are. This means that over the years, an array of hair loss treatments have been tested and some approved to address the wild scale issue. The most common methods are topical solutions such as Rogaine and oral drugs such as Propecia and Dusturide and surgery. So you might be wondering, why not use these methods? Well, you can, but just keep a few things in mind. First, the above techniques are often short-term solutions to a long-term problem. There is no doubt that users of Rogaine and Propecia see positive results, and this is often true for as long as they continue the medication. But these treatments will often only cover up the issue instead of treating it as its source. The same can be said for hair transplantation surgery. After all, if you don't solve the underlying cause of your hair loss, then the hairline recession will just return. So whether you intend to use the above treatments or not, I still recommend you give the below techniques your consideration. They can be a helpful addition to your current hair growth regimen or a great place to start. So the first thing that we're going to recommend is the use of a Dermaroller. Bodybuilders know that to grow your muscles, you must first tear them down in order to trigger more growth. Within the tiniest tears, new cells are formed which increase the muscle size. Now in mesotherapy, mechanical stimulation is used to slightly wound the skin, causing it to create new cells. In the scalp, this facilitates the production of collagen and elastin, increasing circulation and improving the elasticity, which can help to grow more hairs. This is mesotherapy in a nutshell, and it has been used successfully to stimulate new hairs to grow quite successfully. In fact, in a clinical study, using a Dermaroller was proven to cause hair growth. As you can see from the results on the right hand side, using a Dermaroller plus minoxidil versus minoxidil alone dramatically increased the mean hair count of patients after 12 weeks. Minoxidil hair count went up by 17, whereas the Dermaroller plus the group's hair count went up by a whopping 91 points. Now the same study shows the results in a different way. You can see here, like as a visual representation, that the pre-treatment baseline of patient 1 and patient 2 and post-treatment with minoxidil and microneedling was pretty fantastic. Now, there is actually a better method than the one that they used in the study. Now, in the study they used a Dermaroller, however there is an easier method and quicker, but it isn't actually the most effective way. The problem is the Dermaroller can get caught up in the hair, making it harder to do over-thinning patches, as opposed to just doing it on the hairline. Now, in addition, the Dermaroller actually causes a big wound, which takes longer to heal. And for this reason, we recommend at Hairguard that you use what's called a derma stamp instead. The stamp is better than the roller, and in our experience, because it causes less unnecessary damage and can be applied all over the scalp. To conclude this section of the video, we want you to start using a derma stamp to directly and very effectively encourage blood flow, reverse fibrosis and calcification, and initiate new hair growth. We recommend the 1mm size needles, and you can do this treatment up to twice per week over the entire scalp, And we don't recommend doing it any more than this, since the skin needs to properly heal in between. Now the second thing you can do are massage and scalp exercises. So circulation in the scalp is vitally important for hair growth, and without blood reaching the hair follicles, they quickly wither and die. Conversely, when blood circulation is good, their hair follicles receive all of the oxygen, nutrients, and minerals that they need to grow, and they do just that. So the question is, how do we increase circulation and hence blood flow to the scalp? The answer is scalp exercises and massages. So let's look at both of those individually. Now, when it comes to scalp massages, you can either do this yourself or you can get somebody to do it for you. It's obviously better to get somebody else to do it, but doing it yourself works well. So what you do is you use your hands and rub in circular motions, first at the sides, then at the front, and then at the back. And you'll feel the scalp loosening and relaxing as you massage. You will actually get better at giving yourself head massages over time. Now, it boosts circulation, but also reduces stress and tension, which might aggravate hair problems in the first place. Now, there was a study done to show how effective these massages are to regrow hair lost, and a study was done at the University of Hong Kong, where researchers massaged participants' scalps every day for 20 minutes for a total of 300 days. I would have loved to have been part of that study. So anyway, just look at the percentage lost before and after the treatment highlighted in yellow below. So as we can see that before treatment, the percentage of hair loss was pretty great, and it seems to have dropped absolutely like a lot. So when it comes to scalp exercises, you can actually improve circulation to the hair follicles with these various exercises, and it basically involves tensing and relaxing the muscles in your head, namely your forehead, to stretch and relax the skin. If you stare at a computer all day long, then you may have an unnatural tension around your eyes and forehead. It's important to remove this tension each day with these simple exercises so that the scalp doesn't become tight and restrict blood flow. The two most basic effective exercises are raising your eyebrows as high up as they will go, then lowering your eyebrows as far as they will go. These two exercises will relax the forehead and remove tension at the front of the head where hair recession is most likely to occur. And after all, it is no coincidence that areas of mechanical tension correlate to pattern baldness. So, are there more ways to stimulate the scalp to reduce tension? You bet. What you can also do is you use a rubber scalp massager. Now, these are simple, cheap, and effective ways to increase blood flow to the scalp. And there are a few different massages along with a few different techniques. You can also use a metal hand massager, which also stimulates the scalp, but in a slightly different way. However, the result is the same: increased blood flow. They're very cheap, they're easy to use, you can buy them online, you can buy them locally, and a few minutes per day can have a positive effect on your scalp. As well, you want to be able to boost hair growth from the inside. Now, when it comes to human health, our hair isn't essential for survival. So it's not a priority like the brain or the heart. And this is why it's so important to eat adequate amounts of healthy food. If you don't, your body will use its limited resources to repair and grow the cells of your organs and not your hair. So the trick is to boost your hair growing nutrients, minerals, enzymes, and bacteria so that there is an excess of these that your body can use for hair growth. So it means having a rich diet filled with nutrients and minerals such as niacin, biotin, and zinc, selenium, vitamin E, and you've got, enzymes, bacteria. These are all these things you want to get a diet that's rich in all of these various elements. Now, one of the best ways that you can pack your diet with nutrition is through blenders and bullets. So you can adjust your smoothies to contain all the healthy ingredients you need whilst making them taste amazing and making them very quick and easy to consume. So instead of spending hours chewing through a load of fruit and veg, you can put them all in a blender with water and drink down the precise amount of nutrition that your body needs. It's also easier to disguise the less tasty vegetables with the sweetness of the fruit. Thank God. So bullets are the same as blenders, except they can cope with a few more ingredients because of the power, and they are smaller. A good base recipe contains frozen berries, a banana, and spinach. And from there you can add any number of fruits like apple, pear, melon. You can add veg like kale, broccoli, cucumber, and plant-based proteins like powdered hemp protein, powdered pea protein, etc. Juicing is another way that you can do this. Juicing is basically extracting the juices from fruits and vegetables and They can be used initially when you want to stimulate hair growth on a rapid level. Another way that you can do it is through using something called inversion therapy. And inversion therapy is an interesting way to create new hair growth. And yes, people may think you're a bit crazy for doing it, but if it works, it works. It's a fancy term for hanging upside down for a few minutes in order to increase blood flow to the scalp. Just like you learnt in one of the earlier sections, blood circulation to the hair follicles is important for hair growth because the blood delivers the vital oxygen, minerals and nutrients to the hair. The more blood the better, and since your scalp is the highest point of the body, it can be hard for the blood to reach that high. So if we can use gravity in our favour, that is one way to get the blood to our head. Now you don't want to do it for too long since the blood can pool in your head causing you to feel dizzy, but a few minutes a day can be beneficial to scalp blood flow. To increase the amount of blood flow even more and turbocharge hair growth, try some of the scalp massages and exercises whilst being inverted. So that being said, there are many ways, medicinal, surgical and natural, to stimulate new hair growth, but if you want to produce longer lasting results, then natural just may be the way to go. The thing with any regime to trigger new hair to grow is that it takes time. Your hair doesn't fall out all at once, so don't expect it to regrow overnight. Realistically, you need to stick with any regime for at least 8 weeks before you can accurately assess whether it is actually working or not. This is why I suggest you choose 2 or 3 of the methods above and stick with them consistently. So guys, there's some ways that you can start stimulating new hair growth. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.